Before this video starts, I want to give a quick apology to all of you for being gone for 2 weeks, I believe. I haven't really told anybody that I was taking a break. I just decided for myself to take a little bit of a mental break because it's been a wild past couple of weeks, y'all. First and foremost, I want to reassure everybody that there is no conflict or there's no dilemma going on in my life right now. I am okay. I am in perfect health. I'm not going through anything. There's no fallout with my friends. We're all okay. There's no fallout with my parents or family. All of us are okay. There's no fallout between me and my girlfriend. We're okay. We're doing good. We hit 4 months recently, and like we are doing extremely good, and I'm really happy with her. So just I want to reassure all of you that there is, as it has nothing to do with any of that in my personal life. It's just been one of those weeks where I've just found myself to be extremely busy with a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on outside of YouTube. I recently got put by myself on the morning shift at work, and it's been a rough couple of weeks, like trying to get used to it. I'm fine now, but I've just been pretty much mentally, emotionally, just physically drained, and just been in this situation where I don't really have time for myself right now because I'm just so busy, with my social life, with my work life, with school and everything. I've just been just in my head and just haven't really like taking the time to relax and do what I love doing. Haven't really had the energy to hear new albums or to pick up the camera and record something. I've just been all up just everywhere pretty much. I've been a fucking mess lately, y'all. So yeah, I just want to apologize for that. I'm just trying to find this pattern of trying to balance everything in my life in a healthy way so I can, continue to do everything that I love, continue to do my social life and, like be at work and, focus on school and everything. I'm just really, really trying to find that pattern. So yeah, I just want to apologize to you all. I didn't mean to, leave without giving y'all a, like giving y'all a heads up. It's been pretty weird, trying to adapt to all these like new things going on in my life right now. Being all the way out here, like being away from my hometown, being away from a lot of my friends. Just really trying to adapt to this new chapter in my life. It's been pretty difficult. I've been feeling a little bit of a overwhelming depression lately. A sort of depression and sadness that I haven't felt in a long time. It's nothing. It's nothing too bad. It's just I was getting a bit homesick lately, and I just it's a very very weird change that I'm like still trying to get used to. I'm doing a lot more better now, but I just really really been trying to adapt and trying to like not overthink too much about it. So yeah, I just wanted to explain that real quick. I also wanted to say, if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, please do. It is at gvens18. I post a lot of stuff there on my stories. A lot of a lot of, I would say, entertaining stuff about music. Stuff that I don't post on here. Maybe I could bring that over here to the channel someday, but who knows. And I also do post all of my reviews there before I post them here on YouTube. So for a lot of you that don't like hearing me rant for like 15 to 20 minutes, please read whatever I have to say about it on my Instagram. But keep in mind that on Instagram, I can't really like express myself as much because I can't have like a caption that is too long. So it's a whole thing on Instagram too. But yeah, I just wanted to explain that real quick. And finally, I just want to say thank you all so much for the support. For the support of the new house. The support that me and my girlfriend began. The support with all my friends and everything. You guys are the shit and are the reason why I still want to keep it going despite only having like 200 subscribers. But it's a start. We all start somewhere. And yeah, just wanted to explain that real quick. And yeah. Sorry for the delay, but I'm back and I'm better than ever and with more enthusiasm and motivation and passion to keep on growing and, hopefully see where I could take this channel, for as long as I can take it. So yeah, thank you all so much, and yeah, please enjoy my review for T Grizzly, I believe.
This right here for the number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one.
Built for Whatever is the official third studio album by Detroit rapper T Grizzley, Detroit's probably most hungriest young MC that we have ever seen, not only in Detroit but in the rap game in general. Is finally back for more with his third studio album, an album that I think a lot of people have been anticipating for a while now. If there's one thing that we can all establish and gather from T Grizzly's first single, First Day Out, came out in 2017, I believe. If there's one thing that we can all establish from that song is that T Grizzly definitely doesn't mess around when it comes to his success. I'll never forget the first time I got into T Grizzly. I had just gotten into my first year of college, and I was hanging out at this lounge before it closed down, and these dudes were playing the First Day Out song by T Grizzly. It was the first time I ever heard a T Grizzly song. I didn't know who he was. I had no idea, like what to expect, but he was playing it out loud, and I usually don't like mind for or care for music that is played in backgrounds in public places because I just don't really care for it. But T Grizzly really caught my attention here. The lyricism, the passion, his story of just the ambition in his voice as he finally gets off of jail. I believe that's what that song was about. It's called First Day Out. I'm assuming it's his first day out from jail, and just the ambition that this young man had to become somebody and make a lot of noise and like let everybody know that he took an L, he did his time in jail, but now he is back with the fucking vengeance. And since 2017, T Grizzly has dropped many projects every year, sometimes back to back, to let his moments be felt by every rapper and every rap fan in the world, to let everybody know that he is coming and that his moment is on its way. And as expected, when an artist drops a lot of albums back to back each year, some of them do turn out to be not bad, but just not as good as they could be. But besides maybe the two projects that I don't typically favor from T Grizzly, I will say that he's dropped many impressive albums, from the My Moments album, to Activated, to his impressive collab project with Little Durk, and to my personal favorites, Scriptures. Don't get me wrong, My Moment was a very dope starting album for T Grizzly's ongoing success and the amazing success that he's gotten, and Activated was also a very decent start as well. That was his debut studio album, I believe. But I gotta say that Scriptures is still the T Grizzly album that is stuck in my head for such a long time. It was one of my favorite albums that came out in 2019. It had the executive production of Tim Ballin. Having T Grizzly, truly step outside of the box, and having to keep up with Tim Ballin, who is a fucking legend in the rap game, and just just in the music genre in general. Tim Ballin has done so much shit that it's kind of hard to not see him as a very big influence to a lot of people. Scriptures will forever be the album that will make me see and make me realize that T Grizzly is a fucking force to be reckoned with. Regardless of what anyone has to say about him, T Grizzly is a fucking force to be reckoned with, and Scriptures is a living proof of it. It's because of Scriptures and all these other projects and singles that T Grizzly has dropped that makes it really hard for me not to have mad respect for him. I have a lot of respect for T Grizzly, because it seems that without a doubt that he is the most hardworking MC that I've ever seen in the game, and I think he is the most hardworking MC that any rap fan has seen and can really appreciate. I I heard this phrase a long time ago, and I truly believe it. And it says, even the talented ones don't really have that much passion or motivation to do their shit. It's very rare when we get people like T Grizzly, who you can tell is really passionate about his craft and will stop at nothing to show it to the whole world. We get many few T Grizzlies in this world, and I think that we should all appreciate the one that we did get, because he honestly is a really great artist. And although I still stand by my statement when I say that last year's The Smartest was definitely T Grizzly's most weakest mixtape and just project in his whole discography so far, I gotta say that his third studio album is definitely a big step up in the right direction. What I really love about Scriptures is how T Grizzly was able to, experiment a little bit, do something outside of his, typical style, and truly find a way to step outside of the box, because he's working with, different beats from Tim Ballin. He definitely like stepped outside of his comfort zone to do some new shit, and just pretty much like roll the dice to see how it would work out. And to be honest, I would say that it worked out really well with Scriptures. And that's the same exact feeling that I get with this project, because in my opinion, Built for Whatever is the best project that T Grizzly has dropped since Scriptures. On this project, we get the same classic T Grizzly that has no filter and pretty much just raps, and shows off his skills, rightfully so, shows off his skills. But the little twist that we get on this project is that Hit Boy is actually one of the main producers on this project. Hit Boy is somebody that took on the rap game, in my opinion, last year, because he produced two really great albums that came out last year, two of my personal favorites, and those included the King's Disease album by Nas, and even the Burden of Proof album by fellow Griselda artist, Benny the Butcher. And what I really love about this project is T Grizzly changing it up a bit. Like I said, he shows off his skills. His skills definitely has improved. His lyrical abilities have gotten better and better. I really can spot the difference. I can really appreciate how in the beginning of his career, T Grizzly went from like a little bit of a slow flow. It was his first day out. He just him telling a story. Just really having that ambition to be a fucking monster in the rap game. And on this project, you can see that he has definitely achieved it. And not only did he achieve the success and the life that he's always been wanting, but he has finally improved a lot more on his skills. I think this is the most hardest I've ever seen T Grizzly do. It's definitely a lot more harder than Scriptures, and a lot more harder than the a Little Durk collaboration album that he did a while back as well. But besides the obvious great flow and rapping skills, I think what we all should take away from this project when it comes to T Grizzly's voice is his vocals, because he does something that I don't think I've ever seen him do before, and that's actually sing in this project. He actually comes up with a lot of catchy tunes for a lot of the hooks throughout this whole project, and it's actually very refreshing to see. I was really shocked and surprised to see T Grizzly work on his singing skills. I really enjoyed hearing him just come up with all these catchy tunes. It was himself coming up with the hooks and choruses was one of the main reasons why I really enjoyed this whole project from finish to end.
You fucking illiterate motherfucker. It's from start to finish, not finish to end. Fucking why?
What I admire the most on this project, however, is T Grizzly surprisingly increased the maturity throughout the whole project. Not to say that he definitely wasn't mature during his first day out single. He definitely had a lot of maturity. Like being in jail and serving time, I'm pretty sure it toughens you up a bit, and it makes you open your eyes for a bit. But I feel that doesn't compare to the maturity that T Grizzly has on this project, as he is now a father. Yep, that's right, y'all. T Grizzly has a son, I believe, which is something that he rightfully mentions often throughout this whole project. And because he is now a father, he takes the time on this album to truly reflect on his life and his choices. I feel that happens to a lot of us. They always tell you that kids change your lives forever, and you you truly don't know what that means until you have kids yourself. Kids change your life forever. Kids are exhausting. Sometimes they will drive you fucking insane sometimes, but they change your life forever, and they truly not only like make you reflect on what you've been through, because you take your past, like life and everything to give your kids a better life, but it also like opens your eyes to want to do better, because now you're not just providing for yourself, you're providing for another human being, a human being that you created, that you want to make sure they have the life that you never had. Tjay Grizzley tests out his storytelling skills as he truly brings us into his world of pain and losses. I feel that out of every MC that I've heard, I think Tjay Grizzley probably has like so much pain that he has like bottled up inside. He talks about it briefly a lot in his past projects, but I don't think he's touched on it as deep as he did on this project. T talks about so many personal shit on here, from the death to his dad, death of his peers, just growing up poor and everything, growing up in like a hood environment. He truly takes the time to reflect on the like dangerous lifestyle that he like had, the kind of life that you wouldn't like even dream of having now, especially when you have kids. You want to make sure your kid grows up in a very like positive environment. It's just one of these like projects where it's like very therapeutic. He like takes us into his world. He truly like sits down and like describes those feelings that he has been balling up for a long time. I think it's something that a lot of people should do, and I think it's something that a lot of people will relate to. Just because you didn't come from a sort of like harder like background, it's sort of like a hood environment like Tjay Grizzley most likely lived. Just because you didn't come from it, it doesn't mean that you can't relate to it. I think we all experience like really bad environments growing up in our own ways. We all come from different backgrounds, and I think it's very good to hear like a different background from ours, because it truly makes you appreciate and understand what that person went through and why they turned out to be the way they did. It's to pretty much put it in simple terms, it's Tjay Grizzley showing why he is a product of his environment. However, besides the overall sentimental, like aspect of the album where Tjay Grizzley is just going on memory lane and just really reflecting on his sad life of like, pain and losses, and having to experience all this pain and experience all this loss that not that many people would want to experience, it doesn't stop him from going hard on a few great rap tracks. He goes hard on a few tracks here and there. Granted, a lot of them aren't as good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the album was perfect, because Tjay Grizzley sometimes makes those songs that makes me wonder, why the fuck did you do that? The Smartest last year was the like main and living proof of what I mean by that. Tjay Grizzley made a lot of weird songs on that one. Like personally, I still love Tjay Grizzley, but I cannot forgive what The Smartest was. And as for the guest list on this project, I would personally argue that this is the best list of features that I've ever seen in a Tjay Grizzley album. There were so many people from fellow Detroit rapper Big Sean, from a pretty decently enjoyable song with Quavo and Young Dolph. Like there were so many artists that Tjay Grizzley worked with on here, but the three artists that I think stood out the most and made this project really enjoyable were the features with Lil Durk, G Herbo, and even the late King Von himself. Let's start off with the feature with Lil Durk, as Tjay Grizzley and Lil Durk team up once again to give us that iconic duo that we never thought we wanted. I personally didn't really fuck with Lil Durk that much until he did that collab project with Tjay Grizzley. I personally think that those two are so good together. I may not fuck with that much of Lil Durk's, solo shit, but I personally love when him and Tjay Grizzley do shit together, because they just go hard and they make like a lot of great new shit that I'm just never expecting. And he shows up on this album on a track called White Lows Off Designer. I had to look at my notes real quick. And it's honestly very very different and very refreshing when it comes to a Little Durk and T Grizzly collab song. I'm used to seeing those two just go hard, just do some kind of like like hardcore like lyrical shit. And with this one I got a much more like chill sort of like like wise, woke, and sentimental sort of song about how money doesn't really solve anything at the end. You can be the most richest person in the world. You can be fucking Elon Musk rich, and I guarantee you that money will never fix your problems. It's actually one of the lines that T Grizzly says in the chorus of this song. He says, I got my own problems, money ain't gonna solve them. Is Little Durk and T Grizzly really really like reminiscing on their past troubles and everything, just having to deal with losing a lot of friends, people that they call their family and whatnot. It's very very like, it makes you really appreciate your life more, because here are these two rappers that have gained a lot of great success, because regardless of what anyone thinks about them, they are one of some of the most successful rappers I hear that have the life that they wanted, and have all the money and everything. Money isn't an issue for them anymore. But what's money when the friends that you really really cared for aren't here anymore to appreciate that with you. It's one of those songs that really makes you appreciate life. Both T Grizzly and Little Durk sing throughout this whole project. I mean, throughout this whole song, and it's honestly, it's just one of those songs that just pretty much wows you pretty much. Now let's talk about G Herbo's feature on here, because I'm gonna say right off the top that I do not care for G Herbo's music at all. I hear a lot of his solo shit, and it's like a lot of it is okay, but it's just that it's not anything too special in my opinion. I apologize in advance for anybody who is a big fan of G Herbo. I just could do without his music. But let me just say that this particular project made me like want to like G Herbo, because he surprised the fuck out of me on this. He shows up on this album on a song called "Never Been, Never Fold," and that one is this like very very deadly lyrical death match. It's G Herbo and T Grizzly, spitballing bars at each other. They just do this fucking tag team shit. It's really really fucking impressive. T Grizzly, as always, is just a really great lyrical rapper, but G Herbo just goes in. It almost kind of seems like G Herbo is the one taking over this particular song. It kind of feels like it's his song and T Grizzly is the feature. That's how good G Herbo is on this particular song. Like I said, I don't really care for his music at all, but when it comes to like shit like this, it's stuff like this that I wish G Herbo would do more, because he honestly like did really good on here. I was talking with my brother-in-law, and he said how he just fucking loves this song because of G Herbo, and he's in the same boat as me. We both don't really care for G Herbo that much, but this particular song, like, G Herbo is a shit, and it's honestly like one of the biggest highlights in my opinion. But the feature that I don't think anybody was expecting on this project was the never before heard posthumous verse with none other than King Von himself. For those of you that don't know, King Von tragically passed away last year when he got shot and killed at a show he was doing at a nightclub, I believe. He was another young rapper who died way too soon. He unfortunately became another young rapper that didn't get to really enjoy the like really really great lifestyle that you expect to have when you get a career like this, when you're making a career like this. And although I never really like took the time to listen to his music, I know who King Von was. He was a very very big talk for quite some time. But although I never really took the time to like truly like appreciate his music, it's songs like these in this T Grizzly album that makes me wish that I did listen to him beforehand, because he honestly had a lot of potential. He shows up on the song entitled "Not Gonna Play," which is this very very classic like modern gangster rap song. I personally love gangster rap. I am a really big fan of it. We don't really have that much good gangster rap shit anymore in modern day times. That's something that not that many people can adapt because so many great artists did it, like back in the golden era of hip hop. You know, there's very few people that get to do that, and I think T Grizzly and King Von did really good with this particular song. You know, it really shows the amount of potential that King Von has. You know, it once again just gives you those thoughts of, you know, what if, you know what would have been if King Von didn't get shot and killed. You know what kind of shit could he have made? You know, because he was at the peak, he was at the start of his career, and you know there was a possibility that he could have, like, you know, improved as he got older and you know got more into his career. You know, and it's just unfortunate that we'll never be able to see that. But I think this particular not album track shows you why King Von was loved and well respected, and why, although he did have it for a short amount of time, why he will be remembered for a while, because, and for a long time hopefully as well, because he truly did have potential, and that's something that I don't think anyone can deny. So for my final verdict, I am going to say that this album is, like I said, the best project that T Grizzly has made since Scriptures, but at the same time, it is not Scriptures. You know, hold your horses, T Grizzly. You know, Scriptures will still forever be, you know, like one of the most like outstanding project in his discography. But I do think that this album is really good. You know, I enjoyed a decent amount of this project. You know, like I enjoyed almost every track on here. You know, I will say that what I would like to see for the next T Grizzly project that will without a doubt drop probably next year, what I would like to see is him include little to no features. You know, maybe have one or two features here and there, but you know, truly like not share the spotlight, because you know, it seems that, in my opinion at least, that T Grizzly shines on his own and is truly like great and outstanding when he doesn't show the spotlight and just pretty much, you know, just does shit on his own. You know, Scriptures is living proof of it. You know, My Moment is living proof of it. You know, and a little bit of Activated is living proof of it. You know, I just personally like enjoy a T Grizzly by himself, because it's obvious that he can hold his own. And personally, I do think that in the past few years of him including features in his projects, it seems that there were a few features here and there that kind of like held him back from, you know, making a good song. You know, which was one of the few reasons, and main reasons I guess I could say, that made this project not 100% enjoyable. You know, so, you know, no disrespect to the features on this project, because you know there were a few that, like the three that I mentioned, that do contribute well to what, you know, T Grizzly, you know, like does, you know, his overall craft. But personally, I think that T Grizzly can do it on his own, you know, because he has proven it many times, and it's when he's most enjoyable, in my opinion. But besides the few flaws that I may have with the project, I do think that this is a really enjoyable rap project. You know, like I said, we don't get that much T Grizzlies in this world, and I think we should all be happy with the T Grizzly that we did get, because if there's one thing that he proved on this project, is that he is not only built for whatever, but he is built to last for a very long time. And because of that, I'm gonna give this project an 8 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching, because you enjoyed my review. What did y'all think about this album? Did you hear it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite tracks? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions about it. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, click that button down below, all that good stuff, and don't forget to stay happy.
It's like I'm living a dream, not hard to reach. I've been cooking like Walter and Jesse B. Kids is awesome, trying to be a prodigy. Past deep.